Canon quietly rolled out a revolution, what I believe will be the biggest change since we switched from film to digital. I'm going to tell you exactly how it works, give you my review of this current implementation, and show you how to use Lightroom to get your pictures to automatically import directly from your camera to your computer. No SD card, no smartphone. But first, a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. You need some sort of online presence, right? You better get your own website because your Instagram doesn't look that great. Your Facebook doesn't look that great. Those just show your most recent work. Squarespace allows you to put up your best work, your life's work, and present yourself in the most perfect way possible to your clients. If you want to try out a Squarespace website, go to squarespace.com/toning. Drag your pictures in, rearrange them, try different formats, test it out on your smartphone, try all the different apps. They all work fantastically. Once you've proved that to yourself, use the coupon code TONY to get 10% off. Thank you, Squarespace. First, what is image.canon? It is a service that allows you to upload pictures through Wi-Fi from your camera to the image.canon cloud. The idea is not to store the files on the image.canon servers indefinitely though. What they've done is allowed you to transfer those files over to Google Drive or your own computer, whether it's a Mac or PC. From their internet servers, they will store an unlimited number of pictures for 30 days. Or you can choose their secondary level of storage, which is a free 10 gigabytes of storage, which I guess goes on forever. I should clarify, these are JPEG pictures. These are raw pictures. These are video files. The Google Drive sync, tried it out, works fantastic. You just log in with your Google account, tell it where to send them, and then they get transferred there very, very quickly. So why is this such a big deal? It means we no longer have to touch an SD card. It means we no longer have to use a USB cable to connect our camera to our computer. Maybe more important than bypassing the SD card is the fact that you can transfer your pictures from anywhere you have a cellular connection. Using my smartphone and the tethering plan that I have through Verizon and my unlimited data plan, I can turn on a Wi-Fi hotspot here, connect my camera to my phone's Wi-Fi, and then to the internet through its cellular connection. Thus, I can upload directly from my camera to the cloud, Google Drive, and indeed my own computer anywhere in the world. I can shoot a wedding, start the transfer while I'm having dinner, and then those pictures will be backed up. If my car gets broken into on the way back and my camera is stolen, I haven't lost those pictures. If I'm out shooting landscapes, when I hop back in my car to go home, I can start the transfer then, and by the time I get home, all the pictures will already be in Lightroom with one-to-one previews rendered, so I don't have to wait for that whole import process. I'll be able to dig right in and go through my pictures. Maybe you're a Canon shooter and you're asking, will this work with my camera? The answer is almost certainly yes. If you have a recent camera that has Wi-Fi, it's probably supported. This goes all the way back to like the 70D. It includes a lot of Canon PowerShot cameras. So check the description where I've provided a bunch of links, including the link to the full list of supported cameras. You also find links to the Android and iPhone apps so that you can access your files while on the go, download them, easily share them to Instagram from the cloud service without having to touch your camera. So here's my mini review of it. The pros are many. It actually works. And honestly, I was kind of shocked because I've worked with Canon's Wi-Fi apps before and they don't work great. This actually works. There are some significant cons with the way this works. It's not great. I imagined this would be automatic. I'd snap a picture and it would immediately start uploading it to the cloud. That isn't how it works. It's a manual only thing. Fortunately, you don't have to select individual pictures. You can open up the camera app and tell it to upload all your pictures all at once. And then you just leave your camera there to do its job. The biggest drawback of all might actually be a deal breaker for a lot of you. It is so slow with the current cameras. I tested it on my home network, which has a 0.5 gigabit upload speed. That's 500 megabits per second. And what it got was about 8 megabits per second. Now that's not 8 megabytes per second. There are 8 bits in a byte. So we're looking at 1 megabyte per second. Each raw file took about 30 seconds to upload. Compare that to my iPhone. When I tried connecting to that same network, 50 to 100 times slower, depending on the type of wireless access point you have. It's only a 2.4 gigahertz radio that's in these most recent cameras. And even then, they don't seem to be efficient in the way they access the wireless access point. So it's painfully slow. I had 100 pictures and it was going to take about an hour to upload all of them. So would I do that? Probably not. But the good news is that the upcoming EOS R5 promises to have a 5 gigahertz radio, which means they've upgraded the radio in some way, and hopefully they're thinking ahead and will actually provide us the bandwidth we need to take advantage of what could be a real game changer. Hopefully by now you figured out whether you can use this and whether you might want to. So let's dig into how to actually get it done. You'll start by accessing image.canon, and there the instructions actually work pretty well. You'll create an account there. You can sign in with a Google account, and then it will provide you the instructions specific to your camera. You'll go into the wireless communication setting menu and connect to the service there. And then once you've connected, it will actually replace the icon on the camera with the image.canon icon. At that point, you can decide to install client apps on a Mac or PC so that all the images that you upload into image.canon will be transferred to your computer. It's really important to get your pictures off of image.canon. They do not intend this as long-term storage. They do give you 10 gigabytes of space that you can use, but you need to go into the website itself and tell Canon that those pictures should consume your 10 gigabytes of space, because otherwise they're just going to be in there for 30 days. When you finish a shoot, after you've done this initial setup, it only takes a couple of clicks to actually transfer everything over. You'll basically connect the camera to the Wi-Fi and then tell it to transfer all pics, or you can select specific pictures that you want to transfer. Given how slow it is on the recent cameras, you're probably going to be happier just picking a couple of pictures to transfer. And then once it's to the cloud, it'll automatically trickle down to your Google Drive or to your computer. What I found most useful was to configure my computer to copy the pictures to the local drive, and then in Adobe Lightroom to automatically import those files from that folder while rendering one-to-one previews. This worked, and it's the first time I've really been able to have a full professional workflow without having to touch an SD card. To do this in Lightroom, go to File and select Auto Import Settings. Create a new completely empty folder. It must be empty. That's going to be your watched folder. Now you will select a destination folder. Lightroom will find the files in the watched folder and then move them to the destination folder. So you have to specify 2 separate folders. They will always be removed from the watched folder once they're imported into Lightroom. Now select Render Initial Previews, and I always like to have one-to-one previews selected so I can zoom in 100%. Now close that dialog and go to File, Enable Auto Import if you didn't previously select that checkbox. When you've selected this, Lightroom is constantly watching that watched folder and will automatically import any pictures that happen to appear in it. So now the only trick is to get the Canon software to drop your pictures into that folder. So you need to leave Lightroom running, and you should go into your computer's power settings to make sure it doesn't automatically shut off. Go to the image.canon website and install the downloader for Mac or PC, whichever you're using. And once you've installed it and logged in, right-click it and then click Set Import Folder. Select that watched folder that you created before that's completely empty. Before you close that dialog, be sure to set Create Subfolder to Off. Now, as long as your computer and Lightroom are running, you can upload pictures from your camera and they will, in a few seconds, it happens really fast once it gets to the cloud, they'll pop up in Lightroom and the previews will be rendered, which means you can sit down on your computer at any time and your pictures are going to be ready for you to edit. Assuming the next generation of Canon cameras has better radios and they can actually transfer at reasonable speeds, they will be able to transition away from having SD cards in every camera. They'll be able to rely on just internal, fast, high-speed memory that should greatly reduce buffering, greatly reduce the number of memory failures. I am excited for this future, and I'm excited for Squarespace because I have like 5 Squarespace websites myself. If you're a professional photographer, it's important that you create multiple websites for different aspects of your brand. For example, if you do family shoots and boudoir shoots, you don't want those on the same website, right? Just try it out. Go to squarespace.com/Tony, set it up for free. Have fun with it, put your pictures on, see how beautiful it looks, share it with your friends. after 14 days. If you love it, which you will, use the coupon code TONY to get 10% off. Thank you, Squarespace. In the comments down below, I'd like to hear what you think of the image.canon service. Are you like me, where you're gonna wait for the bandwidth to really get higher to take advantage of it? Or are you just forever content with the process of taking out your SD card and putting the memory card in your computer, importing it, waiting for the renders to preview, etc.? I'd really like to hear what you think below. Thanks a lot, bye.